Hi, and welcome to another episode of Content Connect. On this episode, we are with Benita. She's a social media strategist at one of the leading tech publications in Africa, Tech Cabal. She's a lifestyle creator, and she's one of the great minds behind one of Africa's largest tech conferences, Moonshot 2024. Today, we're going to walk through her personal journey, her professional journey, and any insights she has to share for upcoming social media strategists, managers, and people in the space in general. So enjoy. Hi, Benita. Again,
Hi.
thank you for joining me today. I'm happy that you agreed to this. And you agreed so fast, actually. You're just like, yeah, let's do it. I was shocked, but happy at the same time. So we start off with you, obviously. What do you do? Who are you? Why should we care?
I don't know why you should care, honestly,
Okay.
but I'm Benita. I'm a tech marketer working in Lagos, Nigeria. I have a law background. I
Okay.
recently graduated from the University of Lagos,
What
Faculty
course?
of Law.
Oh, okay.
Yes, with a second class upper, if I might mention,
Okay.
while
Okay.
juggling my full time remote role
Okay.
at Tech Cabal.
Hmm.
I'd say my background has cuts across major or rather various aspects of this life. I
Okay.
remember I started off as a freelance writer,
Okay.
and then I didn't take marketing really seriously. I didn't even consider it as a career.
Okay.
I really loved the law, and due to that, I took up many roles that were available in my faculty. I
Okay.
was once the public relations officer of the Law Student
Oh,
Society.
nice.
Yes, and then I also traveled to Cairo in Egypt to represent
Oh,
University of
okay.
Lagos in a mooting competition. So I didn't really see myself veering off the path of law, but during the pandemic,
Yeah, that's the moment. Okay.
yes, I think I had a eureka moment,
Of
if
course.
you call it that, where I started, you know, getting introduced to tech. I
Hmm.
started with HTML actually.
Oh,
I learned,
wow.
yes,
Wow.
I learned
Right.
Hello World, and after HTML,
Silent hello world.
I ran away. I just couldn't.
Okay, so that's not the tech you
Oh
wanted.
no,
Okay.
that was not it. Then in 2022 as well, I started learning Flutter.
Oh, wow. That's
Yes,
like mobile app dev.
mobile dev.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I was a broke, struggling student, so I was using like this Dell laptop,
Okay.
and the emulator crashed my laptop, so
Oof.
I couldn't
Continue
code
with it.
here
Okay.
anymore. And I'm this creative person, right? And I like writing, so I was like, what can I do with my life? And then my partner
Okay.
got me a role as a social media manager at the company I was
Okay.
working at. So
Nice.
that's where my career started from, and here I am today.
All right, right. You skated up a few things. I want to draw attention to a few things. What do you even do at a mooting competition? I know that's not related to the content overall, but it's interesting to me. What do you even do at a mooting competition? Because you said you went to Cairo for that. So what do you even do? Is it like a trial, a mock trial, or something like? What does it involve?
Okay, so it's basically like advocating on an international space. So
Okay,
the way we do it here in Nigeria, this my lord, the
my
jury, the
lord, may I?
bench, yeah, something like that, but something more fancy. For instance, we call facts here in Nigeria facts,
Okay,
but in international law it's referred to as compromise. So
okay,
you read through the compromise and then you moot, which
okay,
is basically just saying that I'm the applicant, this is my case, hear me out, and stating why they should hear you out with various international laws. So the
okay.
particular moot competition I went for was Christoph Haynes African Moot Court
Oh, I don't know
competition.
who that is, but sounds
Yeah.
important.
He was an African human rights advocate.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically an African human rights
Oh,
yeah, but that was not the only moot competition I did. I also participated in JSOP competition. JSOP is not even African; it's worldwide.
Oh,
But as
okay.
at the time that we qualified to the global rounds, rather, it was the pandemic, so we
Oh,
had to
online?
moot, yes,
Oh, okay,
virtually.
okay. How
But
was
we
that
still met.
experience?
It was really nice. We met other people from US,
Hmm.
Germany, and it was such a fun experience. So
Okay, sounds like you've had a lot of really great law-related experiences, which
I
makes me
have.
wonder why exactly did you say, all right, I mean, let's leave the pandemic, let's leave the struggles of a UNILAG student, but why tech in particular?
Honestly, it was initially the money for me.
Fair. I like the honesty.
Honestly, it was the money for me. I felt like I had been exposed to parts of law outside the country, and I knew that that was not a reality here in Nigeria. You will struggle to make it as a lawyer here in Nigeria.
Okay.
I don't even have a first class. How am I competing with other
With
people? Yes, right. But I knew that I had other skills
okay.
that could put me up on that global platform, and I decided to work on that. And I think eventually it stopped being about the money for me and just about doing what I love. So
Oh, okay. Doing what you love. So currently, what do you do?
currently, I do strategy for social media for all platforms for
Okay.
Tech Cabal, Africa's leading tech publication.
Oh, okay. What's a typical day to day like?
So, okay, my typical day to day, we have meetings every
Oh, okay.
Monday where we list out what we'll be doing for the week.
Entire week,
And
okay.
my day to day, I just open my tasks for the week, run through them, and try to get through them each day. And aside from that, we get requests from the business development team
Okay.
because one of Tech Cabal's products is basically promotions,
Oh
ads.
yeah, yeah,
So
true, true, true,
yeah,
true. It's a publication after all. Yeah.
yes, definitely. So we make client requests across social media platforms and any other tasks that we do. I also do a lot of documentation. Like I mentioned,
Oh,
I
okay.
work, yeah, I do strategy. So say for 2025, we're currently working on a strategy for improving distribution. So that's something
Okay,
that
that you're
I'm
currently working on.
currently working on. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
what our day to day is like.
Pick three things from your day to day. Right, two of those things, that two things you love the most, and one thing you hate, and you can't call meetings as one of the things you hate. So yeah.
I don't even hate meetings, to be fair.
Ah, interesting. That makes one of us. I hate meetings.
I don't hate meetings. Anyways, two things I like.
Why is it so
I
hard?
like. I would say I like the fact that every day is closer to salary day. Yes. So
Right, fair.
yes, I like that. Then I like my team. So
Okay.
I like going to the growth channel and saying, "Oh, hey guys, this is what I'm up to." Something I hate. Sometimes I hate how routine it can be. Sometimes work can get very routine,
Okay.
But with BCM, there's always one challenge or the other. So sooner or later, you get something that will just bring back the spark in your eyes.
Right. I think I remember watching an interview with someone in tech. He said that young people should love the routine, right? In a way, because he came from the angle that with everything you do every day, you get better, maybe just 1% better, right?
Yeah.
So would you say that doing a lot of routine work has helped you as a professional, like get better at even those little details which matter a lot, especially in this industry?
Yes, definitely. Where I work, we usually update our growth tracker
Okay.
with numbers because data is really important
Ah, of
to us.
course.
So over time, I used to do it very manually
Before,
and it
okay.
was quite painful. But yes, doing it over
Like,
time, I've learned more efficient ways
okay,
to
like
do that.
automating certain things.
Exactly. Before filling up my tracker could take me about 30 minutes, but now I do it in like 10 minutes.
Ah,
So yeah,
okay. Growth.
good.
Right. Okay, so let's go back a bit. There's law, there's tech cabal. That's a jump. What's in between? Right, you said your partner referred you to your first company that you worked as a social media person. So how did that happen? What was your day-to-day like there? Did you enjoy the role?
Okay, so for my first social media management role, It was basically a learning process for
Okay, it was
me.
like an internship or something.
No,
Okay.
but it was my first time handling something like that, and I had a point to prove and not
Yeah.
to let down the person who referred me.
Was it a point to
So,
prove to only them or
no,
yourself
to
as well?
myself,
Okay.
definitely that I could do
Actually do
this
this tech thing. Yeah.
exactly.
What's like your one takeaway from that role?
Design thinking.
Is it
Yeah.
user centric?
Oh no,
Okay, in what
please.
sense?
Just graphics design. So
Okay,
knowing what looks
good and what
aesthetic,
is
yes, and
right.
doesn't, and also mixing brand colors and all of that.
Okay, all right, all right. Okay, so from there, second role.
It was largely CEO led, and it
Okay,
was a very lean team. But I worked with my manager, who is someone quite popular in the industry
okay.
actually, and she was really helpful. And yeah, I learned a lot of things from her. So I think my takeaway from that role was basically working with a good manager, knowing how to implement
And
tasks
that's a plus
and
because not
deliver.
everyone can say great things about their managers.
Oh, I've been lucky with
Ah,
managers. I don't think I've had a shitty direct line
man.
manager
Okay,
ever.
okay.
So yes,
All right. So after the cloud engineering startup, what's next?
I went to check it.
Oh, okay.
My
Is it that
absolute fave.
verification? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, okay.
I really, really enjoyed working at Check It. Aside from doing the regular social media marketing, I collaborated with a team of five on
Okay.
a go-to-market strategy for a customer
Oh,
activation program. And I remember I flew to Ilorin for that
oh.
to represent the company, and it was such a great experience. My CMO at the time was actually my birthday mate. He
Oh,
was
okay.
really, really kind, and I really appreciate the fact that he took a chance on me, despite the fact that I was a fourth year student in school, a law
Yeah.
student.
I'm sure that's hard to
And
pitch to
yes, and
potential
I've done it so many times, and I'm just glad that I don't have to do it
again,
again.
yeah.
I'm not a student anymore. But
Right,
yeah.
right. Pulling you back a bit, right? How did you juggle it? I mean, everyone talks about time management, all of these things. We know all of these things, but what's not the truth? How did you actually manage being a law student and well, working in tech startups, working in marketing is hard.
Yeah.
How did you manage to do it?
The truth is, it's not your power or your might, really. It's your team. Yes, it's a team effort. So my team members were very empathetic,
Okay.
and they knew that I was doing my best. And times where I dropped the ball, they were very more than happy
To
to
pick it
pick
up.
it up for me. So I really appreciate, and I can't recommend working in a great team more.
So I think it always gets weird because of not everyone, every employer wants to work with a student, right? Once you
Definitely.
throw that card, they're like, "Ugh." How did you manage to well, convince? I mean, you said the first role was a referral, but I'm guessing you still had an interview where you had to
Yeah.
sort of pitch yourself and all that. How did you manage to scale that? Because I'm sure a couple of people that will be watching will be students that are like, can I even take on this role? Can I even do this? Like, how do they pitch themselves? They know they can manage their time, they know they can do the work, but how do they pitch themselves to companies and let them know, like, hey, I'm a student, but I have what it takes? How do they do that?
So I would say it's a thing of doings, honestly.
Okay.
I once got to the final stage for a very popular fintech startup, a social media manager role. And I, at the final stage at the interview, my going to school or my being a student came up. And I just got the vibe that that was the reason I
Yeah.
didn't get the role. But then I thought that was the reason.
Okay.
But moving forward, I feel like I didn't have enough doings
Okay.
then. I didn't have enough proof to
Proof
show
of
that,
work that I can
yeah, I
actually do
can
this
do
thing.
this in spite of being a student. As
Okay.
at the time that I was applying for the tech cabal role, fun fact, I had left my job 1 month before. So I just applied for the role without having anything
Any
doing
backup, any you
exactly
took a
at the
chance.
moment.
Okay.
And at the various interview stages, I had proof of work. I had won my first tech award,
Oh yes, I saw that,
yes,
yeah.
recently. and I had trended hashtags for tech events, volunteering, same thing I did with Moonshot recently. So
Okay.
I had proof of work,
Okay, you are
and
doing to
I
show that
had
okay,
doings
yeah.
to show that yes, I would be able to do this despite the fact that I had to fill in big shoes. And I would also say that aside from my doings, having someone to take a chance on you is really important.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the company has to consider the business goals,
Yeah,
and they
company
have
first
to decide whether you align with
with
the
what they want
business
to achieve,
goals
yeah.
despite the fact that you have doings, right? So these are just some of the factors that play into
Right.
that.
So you mentioned something that caught my attention, which was volunteering. How much of volunteering did you do?
I volunteer. Oh. People that know.
Okay.
Any small thing, Benta is there. Benta has won volunteer shirts. She has gone to the island for tech events. I volunteered a lot. In fact,
Okay.
when I won the tech award,
Yeah.
I was volunteering
Like at
at the
the
event.
same event.
Yes, I was the one that posted myself.
Wow. Okay. Okay. That's interesting.
Yes,
How did you
so
get access to some of these volunteer opportunities?
they put up applications on social media,
Okay.
and
True.
you just pitch yourself in those applications. For Moonshot, we had a volunteer program
Yeah. Yeah.
as well, and we had to select volunteers.
Were you
So
part of that selection process?
I was the volunteer lead, so I
Oh.
selected,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah, I sent the volunteers their
Okay.
acceptance.
You're the one reviewing those applications, yes?
I reviewed the applications for social media
For social
team,
media team. Okay.
but I compiled lists
And now
from,
sent it forward.
yes, from
Okay.
the other
So
teams.
for people that want to volunteer for some of these roles, right? They are, looking for these opportunities, so to say. What are things that stood out for you when you were reviewing some of these applications? Like what made you go, I need this guy, or I need this babe on my team?
Honestly, coming from a volunteer or a previous volunteer myself,
Volunteer to volunteer.
yeah, volunteer to volunteer, I would say that it's not even for volunteering, it's not even about doings. It's
True.
about the willingness to
To
do the
learn.
work. You see
Okay.
some people putting in, oh, in why should I hire you, or why should I accept your application as a
Application.
volunteer? Because I am me. I'm sorry, who are you? Anyways, just show willingness to do the work,
Alright, so it's more
basically.
like, is it like humbling yourself and like, oh, I
You
want
don't
to
have
work, I
to
want to
humble
learn.
yourself.
Okay.
Just show, oh, I'm eager to do this,
Okay.
and this is how I have done this in the past, and this is the impact I've made. Or if you haven't volunteered before, or though I haven't volunteered before, this
I'm
is the
willing to,
reason I
okay.
want to start, and this is what I'm going to achieve
Okay.
by volunteering.
So that means for you guys looking at volunteer applications, you're not really looking for flashy portfolios or anything.
No,
More of, can you actually do the work? Are you eager? Are
exactly.
you willing to do
Because
what needs to be
most
done?
people, especially for having been a volunteer,
Yeah.
most times you see people, they just come for the free merch. They will not do the work. They'll come, collect those bags, collect shirts,
And be
sit
going
down in the conference, or be going from booth
boots
to
to
booth
boots, yeah.
collecting merch. That's not the work you came
to
to
do.
do. So volunteering is, I think that it's something instrumental to supercharging your career, and that you should take it as seriously as job applications.
Right. Word. Something I want to point out. I think I saw a post from Tito recently. He was like, you're at an event, you're volunteering for an event, and it doesn't end there. Right? So you're like, oh, 1 day of events work, then 20 days of post-event work. So can you walk me through how's the post-event process usually like, especially from a social media management stroke strategy perspective? How's that whole flow like?
I'm having experiencing PTSD.
Okay.
It's a lot of data.
Right. So the work doesn't stop at the events.
Oh my god, no, it doesn't.
Okay.
It's a lot of data work. So imagine a conference, not imagine Moonshot by Cabal. We
All right.
hosted over 4,000 attendees.
Okay.
And then you are trying to collate data for all of the clients or sponsored posts that we made,
Okay.
and sponsorships that we got. There were perks, social media perks that came with this sponsorship.
Okay.
And you have to report these numbers.
Yeah, you have to fulfill what you promised.
Exactly.
Okay.
You have to also report the data from
Okay,
these
this is
numbers.
what you generated from this sponsorship we
Precisely
did.
my
Okay.
point. Yes, and that's That's a lot. Imagine doing that. And we started promo for Moonshot.
Yeah, you
We,
guys started pretty early.
we
Yeah, yeah,
started
yeah, yeah.
pretty early. So
Yeah.
collecting those numbers from back then till October was a lot. And we had like minimal time, probably a
Yeah,
week
because the
to
sponsors
do
want a
that
report. Ah, event has ended though.
immediately.
What did I?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's a lot. And if you don't start
On
early,
time, yeah.
yeah, you just end up getting burnt out.
That's interesting. So the most stressful part of the post-event process is the data, the collation, the reporting, right? Is there any other part that makes you want to just lie in bed?
Yes, but not out of stress,
Okay.
out of fulfillment,
Okay.
especially if it was a
It's
successful
success.
event. You just want to lie down and bask in everything.
Bask in the glory, bask in your doings.
Bask in your doings. But if you
Okay.
are someone that struggles with imposter syndrome, that's when you now start thinking, how exactly did I even contribute to the success of this? I just did this and that now. Is that really why? But yeah, I think that that's something that
All right.
people do as well.
I have another question. It's about being part of a planning team. How do you measure success, right? So let's leave. Obviously, there's data, right? Did you trend? There are those metrics. But aside from that, how do you measure success for events?
That's a very deep question because those metrics that you mentioned
Yeah.
on the surface level or to our clients, those are the things that
Yeah, those are the
matter
key
the
ones,
most.
yeah?
But fortunately for me, I worked with a team of volunteers.
Okay.
So at some point, I was able to get
Their own. Okay.
front view perspective of how the event
Well,
went.
sure.
I could actually sit and look at people's faces,
How did they take it?
exactly
Yeah.
how they took in the experiences. I remember creating content on the Moonshot tunnel
Yeah,
and seeing
I
people
saw that.
gasp at the designs, and I was like, wow.
I think even after the event, you see a lot of people posting, maybe even on LinkedIn, oh, I attended this, I learned this, oh, this stood out for me. Even on Twitter, right? And I'm guessing as soon as they don't drag you after the event, it's a win, right?
Yes.
Right, so let's bring it a bit back. Let's talk Moonshot 24. That was your biggest success. I think in Moonshot's history was great, right? I attended the last one was lovely. I think one thing I like about Moonshot is the fact that you choose what you want to go for, right? It's not typical tech events where everybody's in just one place. This person is talking.
Yes.
It's like, oh, are you going to hall A, hall B? Do you want to attend this workshop? Or so walk us through your role, what you did, right? I mean, we've seen a lot on social media, right? Everyone has been hailing tech about for the last couple of months. It was a crazy event, wonderfully done. But I want to get behind the people that actually worked to make it a success, right? What was your role? What were the framework structures you did? What were the challenges you faced? And yeah, just walk me through how it went.
I think the first thing that really helped was having a manager who had been in charge of Moonshot 2023.
Right, so it's
I was new,
experience,
yes,
yeah.
I was new to the role. I
Sure.
didn't know that the work was going to get that
Damn.
crazy. I did not expect it. But my manager already had experience
Sure.
with this event. So a couple of things that happened here and there, he had already foreseen it.
Yeah, and experienced it even before.
Exactly. So he was able to build a structure for each and every person on the team, directly delineating what each and every one of us would do and would be in charge of. I specifically handled influencer marketing. So
Ooh,
I
nice.
liaised with various influencers, giving them perks of creating content for
Okay.
Moonshots and giving them value in exchange for that. And I
How's
also
that process like? Managing influencers.
honestly, it was new. It was something I had never done before, and I also had to put in my people management skills.
Yeah, I was about to ask that,
because,
yeah.
yes, some influencers are different from others.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had to really be patient with them, understand where they are coming from, and also try to put pressure on them in
To
order
deliver
yeah,
on,
to
yeah.
deliver.
Because you're working with a
'cause
timeline, yeah?
Exactly, so that they don't send in the videos late and it doesn't have an impact on our success. So we also generated special codes for them that
Okay,
we
like
used
discount
to
codes for.
precisely
Okay,
that we
yeah.
used to track
Okay.
the traction that they brought
That they
into
personally
the
brought in.
ticketing platform.
Okay.
I also was the volunteer lead for
Moonshot,
Moonshot
yeah.
by Tech Cabal. So I managed a sub team of 4
Social media
with
volunteers?
no, not just social media
Okay.
volunteers, of volunteers for the media team,
Okay.
production team, speaker and programming management team, as well as the social media team. So
Okay.
we had sub team leads for those
Each of,
teams,
okay.
but I was the overall volunteer lead.
Lead. Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Let's go a bit back to influencer marketing. What's the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge to the influencer
Influencer marketing,
marketing
yeah.
was getting influencers to submit their videos on time.
Okay.
And this was because I also had my other day-to-day roles that I
True.
was managing at the same time. And these influencers also have other
They have their things they are doing
commitments,
normally, yeah.
that they do. So sometimes it's hard to get a hold of them.
True.
Yes, but we're able to get videos from the influencers that we got, and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So influencer marketing, like aside, walk me through some of the days leading to Moonshot 24, day one, the days leading to the first day of the conference.
Okay, so we had to draft a social media schedule for what content that we'll be creating during
During
the
the event, okay.
conference. Yes, so we had to brief in design assets for templates that we use for speaker
For different,
quotes.
okay, yeah.
Yes, and we also had to assign different roles to the social media volunteers as well. So everybody
By we,
was
do you mean you particularly, or the team as a
the
whole?
social media sub lead,
Sub-lead,
which was
okay, okay.
David. So he had to assign these roles to
Okay.
the volunteers. And we also had to move to a location close to the event. So
Okay, for the, yeah, true.
yeah, because we had to do a recce at a hotel to see the behind the scenes
Sure.
and basically just have a rundown of each and everyone's roles during events days, because everybody had a role, definitely, whether you were in Zikoko or Tech
Yeah, it's the
Cabal.
whole, yeah,
Yeah,
true.
it was Moonshot was everybody's baby.
Yeah.
So we each played a role in the success.
If you were to do one thing differently about your role in Moonshot, what would that be like? What would you do differently?
Post events, I would start gathering the data earlier.
Earlier, okay.
Like I mentioned, it was my first time working on
On
a
the
project
project.
as big as Moonshot, and I guess that's where I sort of dropped the ball. I would have put in more effective processes to get the data
On time.
early on. So yeah.
Right, what was the most interesting part of Moonshot for you? It can have been something ridiculous, or maybe seeing some of your friends, but like, what's that one thing that stood out?
I think it was my all access tag. I really
Okay.
liked the fact that I had a tag that could get me
Anywhere.
anywhere
Alright.
at the event. I also really liked seeing my friends at the event, and most of them got prime tickets, which was
Oh.
really nice. So we had access to the prime lounge, and it was just chill seeing all my people winning.
In one.
And
All
stuff.
right, that's pretty great. So let's ask you a few more casual-esque questions, but let's talk about bad work experience. Right? You have talked about a lot of things you love, good work you have done. Let's talk about bad work experience. What's like your worst work experience to date?
I think it was at a startup where
It's always at a startup. But yeah, go on.
it was at a startup where I had a job. It was supposed to be, when they tell you are doing marketing, but everything is marketing.
Design, content,
Design,
social media
content,
management, community management.
email, community management. In fact, at some points, you were doing client management because you are exchanging email correspondence with some of the clients. And it was a lot, right? And then my design skills were not so strong. So I flagged that really early into the job. I mentioned that, I didn't have this experience that you guys are looking for with design. No. And are we going to get a designer in the future? Oh, they mentioned that they had assets that they got a design company to work on, and I can easily just
You can
use
just
templates. No problem. I started the job now. I'm designing banners for email. I'm designing different orientation, different sizes. And I'm just like, it really helped me grow.
that forceful growth you will learn by force.
Yes, you learn by force. But it was also impacting other areas of my work in the sense that I didn't have enough time to sit down for my creative process.
Okay.
And I flagged it and I said, see, I'm not comfortable doing this. And the feedback was, oh, this is the process in like this is the process that we have going on currently. And if you are not comfortable with it, we can discuss next steps.
Wow.
Say, all right, I don't have anywhere to go as it is, so no problem. Let's stay a couple of months. Maybe I'm the one being lazy. I stayed for like I think 5 months extra
Okay.
or 6 months extra, and the problem persisted, right? And it just became a lot. So I handed in my resignation letter.
Did you secure another job before you started
No,
that process?
no, I
You just
left.
could not take it anymore.
I could
Go on.
not. So I sent a message to the CEO the day before saying, "Oh, I would like to turn in my resignation letter tomorrow morning."
Oh, wow.
So just informal. I thought that we were family. So I could actually comfortably tell him that, oh, this is how I feel. I told him my feelings. I was like, oh, yeah.
We're
Then
family,
also
yeah.
labor laws now. We
Yeah.
have 30-day
Yeah, true. Notice.
notice
Yeah.
period, and I'm a law student. Don't whine me. I woke up the next morning, my dear. They had removed me from Slack, deactivated my email. We were supposed to have a meeting, and then my colleague was calling me and asking, "What's happening? Did you?" I say, "Hey, God." I thought it was a safe space. Like, I
not a
just
safe space.
communicated my feelings. I said, I will turn in my resignation letter within that 1 month. At least I'll look for a job. Now you people have removed me from. So
everyone.
I spoke to some of my lawyer friends, and somebody helped me draft a letter,
Okay.
which I sent to the CEO saying that, oh, these are my rights and I would like to exercise them. So he mentioned that, oh, he felt like I wanted to leave immediately. That's why I texted him. But clearly, my message said I was going to hand in my resignation letter the next day,
Yeah.
which would show, the process.
So that you can start handover and all those things.
Exactly. So he now gave me two options. Should I come back and, wear out the 30 days notice, or they'll pay me off?
Okay, severance.
Pro rata,
Okay, yeah.
based on severance.
Oh, wow, not severance. Okay.
They'll pay me based on the days I had worked.
So far in that month.
Yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was what happened. I was downcast. I
Emotionally
was so
downcast.
confused. I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't have a job. Like, how do you? I wanted to start from somewhere. Now you people just just threw me into the streets. But anyways, yeah, that was my worst working experience.
I think I already know the answer to this, but what will you do differently?
I honestly don't think I would have done anything differently because I feel like, firstly, the design skills, I needed to learn them.
Right.
Secondly, I needed to be sure that I was not being lazy
Right,
and
that's
I
why
was
you stayed the
actually
extra
doing
5
the work.
months.
So
Okay.
yes, I may have regretted it if I had left earlier,
Right.
thinking that, oh, I don't I don't
My
have great
hand, yeah.
work ethic, and also showing that I couldn't stay at a job for more than 3 months is not the
Yeah,
best.
it's not great on your resume either.
Yes. So.
Right, but more specifically, I was also referring to the resignation process. What will you do differently with regards to that? Would you hold it
I
until you have
think
gotten another job or something?
Yes, I would have definitely. I would have looked for something else. I think I was at my breaking point, and it was such an emotional decision. It was not one that was made rationally. And also, I did not consider the fact that some Nigerian employers can be very funny. So, yeah, I would have definitely gotten another role before handing in my
leaving.
resignation.
What are the 3 canon moments in your career so far? Those pivotal moments that are like, my life would have gone like this, for this, or would have gone like this, for this occurrence. So, what are those 3 moments?
I think my first canon moment was when I had to step down as the PRO of the Law Student Society.
Okay.
So I had an issue with a GST, and
Okay.
then the DSA then mentioned that I
Yeah,
had
I heard that story.
step down from my position. And that was something that gave me time to sit down, think, and reflect on next steps. I feel like if I had continued in that role, I wouldn't have had time to
Pursue other
explore
things.
tech. My second canon moment was my job at Check It. I
Ah,
never really believed that I could get a full-time role as a student, getting HMO benefits and all of that. I
right.
just thought that, oh, I should sell myself short now because
I'm
I'm a
a student
student and
after
all of
all,
that.
right?
Yeah, but working at Check It, I got all those benefits. I was the youngest in the company at the time too. And that exposed me to a lot. I got to see that there is a lot waiting out there in the world for me, and it's mine to lose, basically. So I would say that that was my second kind of
Okay,
moment.
one more.
Obviously, my third was getting the role at Tech Cabal.
For
I would
sure.
say anybody that has worked at BCM would know that BCM is a supercharger. They are literally going to set you up forever. You would do, according to something that my CEO, Tomo Aladikomo, says, you would do some of your strongest work at Big Cabal Media. And I would say getting that job was really a canon moment for me as well. So those are my top three.
Okay. I'm really, really interested in your law background, right? Like I say, I saw a post, one of your posts, and it was you're talking about academic success, right, in the past, and I was more like, okay, interesting. So I just ask, right, how has that background influenced your current marketing career? In what ways, right? I think I always tell my friends something. Law students know how to write fire. They can write really, really well. I've never met a law student who can write, right? So, just in general, how has that law background influenced your career overall?
I would start from being a member of the Mutin Society. You do something called signposting,
Okay.
right? And it's very similar to something that we do in marketing, where you want to make a video, the first 3 seconds of your video should be killer, should be something that draws people in.
Yeah, like a
So
hook.
exactly, a hook. So in law, we also had that hook. And
Okay.
I think getting a strong hang of that while I was a law student
That's
really
tough to
helped
hear.
me, yeah, master
Interesting.
that as a marketer. Also, good speaking skills. I'm
Clearly.
very confident. There's nobody I cannot talk to. I've spoken to ministers of other countries. There was a particular MasterCard Foundation conference that I went for in Abuja, and I spoke with people that I would not even be able to meet on a regular
Regularly, yeah.
day. And I was not scared because I feel like I had imbibed that confidence by being a law student, doing things like LMUN, public speaking, winning awards. So that has confidence and speaking has been a walk in the park for me.
You're also a lifestyle creator. Walk us through that a bit. What made you decide to start sharing bits and pieces of your life? Has it been challenging? Is it something you enjoy doing? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think someone mentioned to me a while ago, I was just in the person normally, and the person was like, Benita, your life is interesting. And just joked, oh, you should document your life.
Okay.
And being a social media person, I know for a fact Instagram is quite hard to hack. And I work a day job already. I don't have that strength
To be
trying
editing
to
and all of those things.
grow
Yeah.
my Instagram account. So I just felt I'll use something that's more friendly to natural content like
Okay.
TikTok. So
Yeah,
I started
variety potential is way higher on
exactly.
TikTok.
Yes, I have videos of over 500K views on TikTok. So I just decided to start documenting my life there. Recently, I started learning makeup, so I'm tilting more to beauty
Beauty
and
type content.
lifestyle as well.
Okay. What's your favorite part of creating beauty stroke lifestyle content?
I think it's the finished look because the process to getting there is quite chaotic, and what you people see on the camera is just fine-tuned editing.
Yeah.
In real life, I'm scrambling looking for my brush stroke and all of that. But yeah, I would say the finished look is
Right.
really,
Because at the end of the day, you look put together, which is the goal,
yes.
right? What's one thing you did a lot as a child, you loved doing, but growing up, it just fell off, like fell out? What's one thing?
I loved reading a lot as a child. My aunts then used to get me Goosebumps series,
Oh, okay.
Enid Blyton
I read a
series,
lot of Ed Blyton
Babysitter's
too.
Club
Yeah.
series from Yaba, and then I would bury my nose in books and read. But now,
What
I
killed
don't
those
think,
dreams?
capitalism. I don't think I've read a book this year.
Wow.
A book that's not
That's not
about
related
like
to
content
law or
marketing
marketing, yeah.
exactly. and that's just very depressing. I'm currently trying to read Comfort or Mothers When Love Comes. So
Okay.
when I try to open it, things come up, you get. So
Capitalism.
yeah,
Right. That's fair enough. I think about now, I want to. It's small game, small game, small game, small game. Don't worry, we're not embarrassed you here.
don't disgrace me, please. Oh.
So I mean, you
Why
work
are you
at.
carrying your phone?
Don't worry now. I have
You've
some
not been
things
using your
here.
phone before
Wait,
this.
calm down. So you work at Big Cabal Media, and
Do I?
you do, and by extension, you would have been exposed to a lot of companies. Right, so I tailored this one just for
Don't
you.
bring my company
No,
into
it's not
this.
your company. It's companies in
Please.
general. Calm down, calm down, calm
Okay.
down. Right. So it's the typical alphabet game, right? Where you have to list out names of companies from A to Z. For example, I can say A, you can say Airtel, Nigeria, right?
Okay.
I say B, you say, then you continue like that,
Jesus.
right?
Can't you just call out random letters?
No. You can skip if you want. You know,
Okay, I can
Cabelpedia, they'll say skip, so you can skip.
Ha!
But the goal is to see how many you can get. I think we'll have like a scoreboard or something.
I'm
Probably,
shy, you guys.
don't worry, relax. The goal is to see how many you can answer in 1 minute, right? And to see how you stack up against some of our other guests that will play this, right? So I'm going
I
to.
actually have a confession.
Okay.
I'm camera shy.
Please, be for real. Okay,
I'm
so we're going to
serious.
start. Say stopwatch now. And I will start right about now. So A,
Andela,
B,
Bumper,
C,
Curry Rice,
D.
Dodo Pizza,
Perfect. Okay. E.
Enyata HQ,
Wow. F.
Skip,
Okay. G.
Garage Academy,
I don't know that, but fair enough. H.
Skip,
I.
Nvidia.
No. That's an N. So wrong. Okay. J. I'm putting
J.
that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'll give you a
Skip.
tip. You buy things from them.
Jumia,
K. Like Jumia.
Konga.
Okay. L. I want to help you again.
L. My head is blank.
Skip.
Skip.
M. N.
Nvidia.
O.
Opta FX.
Alright. P. Time up.
People in product.
Okay, I don't know how many you got, but we'll probably put that
Oh
somewhere.
my
I'll even
God.
do like a little leaderboard. You see how you stack
Please
up
don't
against
do
other
leaderboard
guests.
for me.
Alright.
Please.
Don't worry.
God.
You have tried. Alright, so just a few more for a wrap up. Really random. What's the weirdest job you've ever done?
So when I was a freelancer, I used to write articles about puppies, like Shih Tzus and Poodles and Lhasas. So I'd write articles about their health, what they eat, whether they're aggressive or not.
Okay.
It was cute, but also quite weird.
Well, yeah,
So people want to know about this.
yeah. Curiosity, do you have a pet?
I used to have one, a Lhasa.
Oh, okay. What happened? You didn't take the advice of your articles or...
Let's just say we lost her.
Oh, wow, that's sad. Okay. Right. Recent. Okay, what's one recent purchase that you've made that's overall improved the quality of your life?
My phone.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, social media, so I think I can get it.
Yeah, my previous phone storage was stressing me out.
Oh, okay. So what are you on now? Like storage?
Storage-wise, I'm still struggling.
What's the
at
storage
least
space?
I'm almost done with the 256 gig.
Wow, okay.
It's almost full. So
It's almost
I
full.
think now.
Do you have a deleting problem?
I do.
Actually, you don't
Plus,
delete anything.
I also create content.
Yeah, true.
And I use a 15, so many people take pictures with my phone.
Okay, and
I don't
delete it. Okay.
So,
okay, fair enough. Right, so I think the final question I have for you, maybe before one more thing, would be a question we decided as a team to ask every single guest, right? And it's simple. In, let's say, 3 sentences or less, why do you create?
I create because it's relevant to people and I get to see the impact of what my content does to people. Secondly, I create because I simply enjoy it. Thirdly, I create because I think that it's a means of eradicating poverty in my life.
I love that. All right, great. And you're camera shy. Okay, interesting. All right, so final one before we go. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome.
Is upcoming social media strategists, community managers, people that wear many hats, people that will enter a company and they tell them they are doing marketing, but they are doing design, outreach, partnership, everything. What's your advice to them? They might be students, they might be recent graduates. Would you say to them that they're just coming up, they need advice? What do you have for them?
I would say just two things, right? Firstly, time and seasons are different. So, in whatever time and season you are, be ready to take in everything that comes with it. Enjoy the moment because you may never get to be in that time and season again. And secondly, I would say that you have to put in the work. It's not just about posting on social media about what you are doing. That's also important, but it's also instrumental for you to sometimes take a step back and just put in the work, do the work, so that when you come back out, people can see that yes, this is what you have to show for all that time spent doing the work.
All right, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
If people want to reach out to you, how do they do that? What's the best avenue?
Okay, so you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, Benita. I'm sure that will be
We'll put it up
displayed
here.
on the screen. And you can also leave a like for me on my TikTok, BENNY_RIAS. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time. Thank you
you.
for everything. And
Thank you.
we're glad to have you on the show. If you loved our interview with Benita, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps us out a ton. And we'll see you in the next one.